Have you ever found yourself so focused on caring for others that you forget to care for yourself? As we age, especially beyond 65, we often feel a deep sense of duty to put others' needs first. But what happens when we sacrifice our peace, health, and happiness for the sake of others? This video is a wake-up call to stop putting yourself last. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your self-respect, health, dreams, values, and happiness must remain non-negotiable, no matter how much you love those around you. It's time to take control of your life and make yourself a priority. Trust me, honoring these 5 essential things is the key to living a full and vibrant life after 65. So stick around, and let's discover together why it's never too late to start putting yourself first. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video. You can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. The first thing you should never, ever sacrifice for anyone is your self-respect. The very first thing you should never, ever sacrifice for anyone, no matter the situation, is your self-respect. This principle is crucial because so many people confuse self-respect with pride, but the two are not the same. Let me explain why. Pride is rooted in ego. It's about the need to prove something to others, to show the world that you're a certain way, to make sure people see you in a specific light. Pride pushes you to build a pedestal and stand on it for everyone to admire, but it's a fragile, external thing. Self-respect, however, is much deeper. It has nothing to do with how others perceive you. It's all about how you perceive yourself. It's about the relationship you have with yourself, how you carry yourself through life, and most importantly, how you allow others to treat you. Self-respect is that quiet inner strength that keeps you grounded, no matter the external circumstances or the storms you face. It forms the very foundation of your integrity. When you lose it, it's not easy to get back. You may find yourself compromising on the things that matter most to you, and before you know it, you're bending so much that you don't even recognize who you are anymore. Many of us have seen this happen to others, or maybe we've lived it ourselves. Too often, people lose their self-respect just to keep the peace, to avoid conflict, or to make someone else happy. They stay in relationships where they are not valued, work jobs where they are underappreciated, or live lives that don't reflect who they truly are, all because they are too afraid to stand up for themselves and say, enough is enough. The trap is easy to fall into. We tell ourselves that it's only temporary, that we'll put up with it for now, thinking that maybe if we give a little more, things will change. But the truth is, the more you allow people to walk all over you, the more you'll begin to believe that this is all you're worth. And that is where the danger lies. The moment you sacrifice your self-respect, you lose sight of your value. And when that happens, you start settling for things you should never settle for. Here's the harsh reality. If you don't respect yourself, how can you expect others to? People will treat you as you allow them to treat you. If you tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or a lack of appreciation, you are sending a message to the world that you don't value yourself enough to demand better. And trust me, people will take advantage of that. They will keep pushing your limits, asking for more, because you've shown them that you'll give it. If you don't set firm boundaries, if you don't stand up for yourself, you'll find yourself exhausted, drained, and trapped in situations that only diminish your spirit. Self-respect is about setting boundaries, which is something many people struggle with. We fear that if we set boundaries, we'll be labeled as selfish or difficult. We worry that if we stand firm, people will leave us. But here's something you need to hear. The people who can't respect your boundaries are the ones who shouldn't be in your life in the first place. If they can't meet the level of respect you've set for yourself, they don't belong in your world. Simple as that. I know it's not easy to walk away from a relationship, a job, or a situation you've invested time and energy into. It's scary, and it's hard to take that first step. But ask yourself this: what's worse? Staying in a place where you're not respected, or stepping into the unknown in search of something better? When you stay in an environment where you're not treated with the dignity you deserve, it slowly chips away at your soul. It drains your self-esteem, makes you question your worth, and undermines your potential. Think about the times you stayed in situations where you were unhappy, uncomfortable, or even mistreated, just because you didn't want to cause problems. Maybe it was with a partner who didn't value you or a boss who humiliated you, But you stayed silent because you needed the paycheck or feared being alone. In those moments, you told yourself that it wasn't that bad, that you could handle it. But deep down, it was quietly eroding your self-respect. Over time, that erosion becomes harder to ignore, and it starts to affect how you see yourself and your life. I've been there too. Early in my career, I was so focused on success that I tolerated things I should have never accepted. I wanted to prove myself so badly that I let people walk all over me. I let them belittle me, talk down to me, and treat me as if I didn't matter. At first, I convinced myself that it was just part of the process, that I had to pay my dues. But the more it happened, the worse I felt about myself. I began questioning my abilities, my worth, and even my purpose. It wasn't until I took a step back and realized that I had completely lost respect for myself that I knew something had to change. I had to start valuing myself more. I had to stop allowing others to treat me like I was less than who I truly am. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. You have to accept that not everyone will agree with your boundaries. Some people will resist. They'll call you selfish, demanding, or difficult. But here's the thing, if someone can't respect your boundaries, they don't respect you. And if they don't respect you, they don't deserve to be in your life. Plain and simple. Self-respect is the foundation of everything. It affects how you see yourself, how others see you, and the kind of life you live. When you have self-respect, you stop settling for less. You stop tolerating mistreatment, disrespect, or anything that falls below what you deserve. And when you demand respect from others, you begin attracting people who value you for who you truly are. You'll start drawing opportunities that align with your values. You'll stop accepting anything that doesn't meet your standards. And here's the truth. You deserve better. You deserve to be treated with dignity, kindness, and respect. You deserve a life where you're appreciated for exactly who you are. But that can only happen when you start valuing yourself first. It's not about waiting for others to recognize your worth. It's about recognizing it yourself. It's not just about how others treat you. It's also about how you treat yourself. The standards you set for your life, the way you speak to yourself, the way you care for your body, mind, and spirit, these are all crucial to your self-respect. If you constantly put yourself down, neglect your health, or ignore your own needs, you're sending a message to the world and yourself that you don't deserve care. That's a dangerous message to send. You must treat yourself with the same love and respect you would give to someone you deeply care about. Take care of your physical health, your mental well-being, and your emotional needs. Speak kindly to yourself. Celebrate every achievement, no matter how small it may seem. And don't be afraid to put yourself first. That's not selfishness, it's self-preservation. You can't give from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving without taking time to recharge, you will eventually burn out. You'll lose your drive, your motivation, and your passion. Self-respect is about knowing your worth and refusing to accept anything less. It's about demanding the best for yourself and never settling for anything that doesn't align with your true self. Yes, that may mean walking away from situations, people, jobs, and opportunities that are not right for you. But trust me, when you begin living from a place of self-respect, the right people and the right opportunities will begin to show up. You will start attracting the kind of life you deserve because you've set the standard for it. So, my friend, never sacrifice your self-respect for anyone. Not for love, not for success, not for approval. Because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and feel good about the person you see. When you have self-respect, you don't need validation from anyone else. You already know your worth, and that's all that matters. Self-respect is the key to unlocking a life that truly reflects your value. Protect it fiercely. Hold on to it like it's the most precious thing in the world because, in many ways, it is. No matter what challenges you face or how difficult the road ahead might seem, never forget this. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. And when you honor that relationship, the world will honor you too. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 2. You should never sacrifice your health. You should never sacrifice your health, and here's why. We've all been there. It's so easy to get caught up in the grind of life, focusing on achieving success, meeting deadlines, and caring for everyone around you. Before you know it, your health takes a back seat. It starts small, skipping a meal here, cutting back on sleep there, and you tell yourself it's just temporary, that you'll catch up later. But then, before you realize it, you're running on empty, thinking this is just the price you have to pay to get ahead. And that kind of mindset is dangerous. You start to think that sacrificing your health is just part of the deal. You convince yourself that, to succeed, you have to lose a piece of yourself along the way. That's not just flawed thinking, it's a lie. The truth is, you cannot give what you don't have. If you're running on empty, if your body and mind are exhausted and depleted, what are you giving to your work, your loved ones, or your dreams? You can't pour from an empty cup. Think about it for a moment. Success isn't only about achieving your goals or reaching certain milestones. True success is about enjoying the fruits of your hard work. But if you're too tired, too stressed, or too sick to enjoy the life you've built, what's the point? You can have all the wealth, accolades, and recognition in the world, but if your body is falling apart or your mind is overwhelmed with anxiety, what do all of those achievements mean? At the end of the day, they won't bring you the peace, joy, or fulfillment you crave. We live in a world that praises constant effort and hustle. Society tells us we should be working around the clock, sacrificing our sleep, health, and downtime to keep pushing forward. Don't get me wrong, hard work and discipline are vital, but there's a line, and far too many of us cross it without realizing it. We think that by pushing ourselves to the limit, we're doing what's necessary to succeed, but the truth is, we're setting ourselves up for burnout. Here's the most dangerous part of all. We start to think this is normal. We start to believe that if we're not constantly exhausted, then we're not working hard enough. If we're not feeling stressed, we assume we're not truly putting in the effort. But let me ask you, at what cost? What's the point of reaching the top if you're too burned out to enjoy the view? We've all seen it. People who work tirelessly their whole lives, building empires and amassing wealth, but they neglect their bodies along the way. They reach the pinnacle of success, but by the time they get there, they're physically exhausted, mentally drained, and emotionally disconnected. Their relationships suffer because they give everything to their careers and nothing to themselves. They have success, but no health to enjoy it, no peace of mind to savor it, and no energy to share it with the people they love. Your health is your foundation. It's the very thing that allows you to get up each day and give your best to the world. Without it, nothing else matters. If you're physically and mentally drained, how can you truly be your best self? And let me clarify, when I say health, it's not just about going to the gym or eating nutritious foods, though that's part of it. It's about your mental and emotional health, too. We don't talk enough about mental health, and that's a huge issue. We're constantly told to keep pushing forward, to ignore the signs of stress or burnout, and to power through when we're overwhelmed or anxious. But that's not true strength. Real strength is recognizing when you need to step back, when you need to pause and take care of yourself. It's okay to admit you're tired. It's okay to say you need a break. You don't have to be a superhero all the time. You just have to be human. Being human means understanding that you have limits. If you keep burning the candle at both ends, eventually, it will catch up with you. It may not happen today or tomorrow, but your body and mind will eventually demand attention. The signs are always there. Maybe it's the tension in your shoulders, the constant fatigue, or the mental fog that you try to push through. That's your body signaling that something's wrong. The more you ignore it, the stronger those signals will become, and the harder it will be to get back on track. Your health isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about feeling good in your body, being clear and focused in your mind, and having the energy to pursue what matters most to you. Whether that's your passions, your loved ones, or simply enjoying life. And when I say health, I mean a holistic approach, taking care of your physical, mental, emotional, and even spiritual well-being. You can't neglect one area without affecting the others. So, take care of yourself. Get enough sleep. No matter how busy you are, sleep is non-negotiable. Your body needs rest to recover, heal, and function at its best. I know we all like to brag about how little sleep we get because we're busy working, but that's not something to be proud of. Prioritize rest. Make the time for it, because you'll be more productive, more focused, and more energized when you're well rested. Exercise. Move your body. It doesn't have to be intense. Just make it a point to get up and move every day. Your body was designed to move, and when you don't allow it to, you're setting yourself up for a host of physical problems down the road. I understand that time is tight, but you have to make time for your health. It's worth it. And what about what you're putting into your body? You have to fuel it with the right things. Eating junk food or processed foods may seem convenient, but it's like putting low-quality fuel in a car. You're not going to get the best performance out of it. Feed your body with wholesome, nutritious foods that give you energy, help you feel good, and keep you strong. Your body will thank you for it. But, as I've said before, it's not just about physical health. Don't overlook your mental health. We live in a high-stress world, and many of us have learned to accept constant stress as just part of life. But stress, when it becomes chronic, is like poison. It eats away at your body, your relationships, and your ability to truly enjoy life. So, take control of your stress. Find healthy ways to manage it, through prayer, meditation, therapy, or simply talking to someone you trust. Don't bottle it all up. You don't have to carry that weight alone. Be proactive about your mental health, just as you would with your physical health. Pay attention to how you're feeling. If something feels off, don't ignore it. If you're feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, don't just push through. Take the time to figure out what's going on, and get the support you need. There's no shame in that. One last thing, don't sacrifice your health for someone else's benefit. It's easy to get so wrapped up in taking care of others, whether it's your family, your job, or your friends, that you forget to take care of yourself. But if you're constantly giving and never replenishing, you'll burn out. You can't be everything to everyone if you're not first something to yourself. Taking care of your health is not selfish. It's necessary. Think of it this way. You are the engine that drives everything in your life. And like any engine, you need regular maintenance. You can't keep running full speed ahead without stopping to recharge, checking the oil, and making sure everything is functioning properly. If you neglect that maintenance, what happens? The engine breaks down. The same goes for you. If you want to keep moving forward, you need to take care of your health, physically and mentally. Don't let anything or anyone take that away from you. Don't sacrifice your health for success, approval, or anyone else's happiness. Because, at the end of the day, your health is all you have. Without it, nothing else truly matters. You have dreams to chase, people who love you, and a life to live. But none of that is possible if you're not well. So take care of yourself. Because when you're healthy, when you're the best version of yourself, there's nothing you can't do. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. You should never sacrifice your dreams. This is personal for me, and I want you to feel it too. It's something that hits deep because I've witnessed it so many times. People walking away from their dreams, not because they didn't have the potential or the ability, but because someone else didn't believe in them, or because they were afraid of failing. Sometimes life, as unpredictable as it is, throws punches that knock us down, and in those moments, people give up, feeling like they have no other option but to let go of their dreams. But let me ask you something. Who else is going to live your life? Who else is going to walk the path that was uniquely designed for you, with the purpose and the potential tied specifically to your name? Who else will fulfill the calling that only you can answer? If you don't pursue it, who will? Your dreams are yours and yours alone. They were given to you for a reason, planted deep in your heart like a seed, waiting for you to nurture it, water it, and allow it to grow. And if you sacrifice those dreams, if you give up on them, you're giving up a part of yourself, a part of your soul. You're essentially saying no to everything that makes you, you. That's why it's so crucial to protect your dreams. Hold on to them as if your very life depends on it. Because, in many ways, it truly does. Never let anyone tell you that your dreams are not worth the fight. Don't let anyone make you feel like your vision, your goals, or your desires are too big, too unrealistic, or unattainable. People love to project their fears, insecurities, and limitations onto others. That's just human nature. They'll tell you to be realistic, to play it safe, to settle for something more practical. But here's the truth. Their version of realistic has nothing to do with your potential. Their idea of what's possible is shaped by their own lives, their fears, and their own experiences, not yours. Now, let me be real with you. Yes, it will be hard. There's no sugarcoating it. Chasing your dreams will never be an easy road. There will be obstacles. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when you fail, probably more times than you'd like to admit. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when you question whether you're cut out for this, whether it's worth it. But let me tell you something. Nothing that's truly worth it ever comes easy. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. And here's the thing. People will always have their opinions. They'll tell you what they think you should do, what they believe is best for you. But let me ask you, are you going to live someone else's version of your life? Are you going to follow their advice, their path, their dreams? Or are you going to chase your own? You've got one shot at this life, one chance to make it yours. So ask yourself, are you going to sacrifice your dreams just because it makes someone else uncomfortable? Or because the path looks too long, too risky, or too difficult? Look, I understand the fear. I get it. It's terrifying to step into the unknown, to chase after something that's not guaranteed. But I'm here to tell you that fear is a liar. It will make you believe that the worst-case scenario is the only scenario. But what if I told you that on the other side of that fear, on the other side of that doubt, is everything you've ever wanted? And what if I told you that you are stronger than you realize, that you are capable of more than you can imagine? You have to trust in yourself. You have to trust in your abilities, in the dream that's been planted in your heart. Because that dream wasn't placed there by accident. It's tied to your purpose, to your calling, to what you were meant to do. And when you sacrifice that dream, you're sacrificing what gives your life meaning, what makes your life truly yours. Now, I'm not saying the journey will be without struggle. There will be detours. There will be challenges. There will be days when you want to give up. But let me tell you, those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when you have to dig deep and remind yourself why you started in the first place. And sometimes, it's not even about the dream itself. Sometimes, it's about who you become in the process of pursuing it. The lessons you learn, the strength you build, the resilience you develop. Those are the real rewards. So even if the dream takes longer to come to fruition than you thought, even if it doesn't look exactly like you imagined, don't give up. Because growth, evolution, that's where the magic happens. But what happens too often? People start with fire in their hearts. They've got the vision, the passion, the drive. But then life happens. They face a few failures. They hear too many no's. Maybe someone they trust tells them it's time to give up, to be realistic. And little by little, they begin to shrink. They begin to doubt themselves, to second-guess their worth, and eventually, they stop chasing their dreams altogether. They settle. And let me tell you, there is nothing worse than settling for a life that's not yours. Nothing worse than choosing comfort and security over pursuing what truly makes you come alive. When you sacrifice your dreams, you're choosing something smaller than what you're capable of. You're saying this is okay, when deep down, you know you're meant for so much more. But here's the truth. You have to be willing to fight for it. You have to be willing to overcome the fear, the doubt, the setbacks. You have to keep going, no matter what. Your dreams matter. They matter more than you realize. And chasing your dreams doesn't mean you have to do everything all at once. It doesn't mean you have to quit your job tomorrow or take a giant leap of faith without a safety net. It's about taking small, consistent steps every day. It's about staying committed, even when the road gets tough. It's about believing in yourself, even when no one else does. At the end of the day, it's your life, your dreams, your journey. So don't let anyone or anything take that from you. Not fear, not doubt, not the opinions of others, and certainly not the idea that you're not good enough or don't deserve the life you've always dreamed of. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. For you are good enough. You are more than enough. You are worthy of every success and every dream you hold. But the truth is, your dreams won't just fall into your lap. You have to be willing to put in the hard work, to keep pushing forward, even when the road seems impossible. Success is not just handed to us. It's earned, through persistence, passion, and resilience. It's about showing up, even when the odds are stacked against you, even when you feel like giving up. And let me share something even deeper with you. When you pursue your dreams with unwavering determination, you're not just doing it for yourself. No, you're doing it for everyone who's watching you. Your family, your friends, your community. You're showing them that it's possible to dream big and go after what you truly want, no matter how challenging the journey may seem. You're offering them a glimpse of what's possible when you refuse to settle for less than what you deserve. When others see you pursuing your dreams, refusing to back down, and standing strong in your beliefs, you're permitting them to do the same. You are inspiring others to break free from their doubts and fears, to take that leap of faith, and to go after their dreams without hesitation. So, when those moments of doubt creep in and you wonder if your dreams are selfish or unrealistic, remind yourself of this. Your dreams are not just for you. They are a gift to the world. By living in alignment with your purpose, by chasing what lights a fire in your soul, you are contributing something to this world that only you can bring. And that's incredibly powerful. That's something the world needs. So don't stop now. Don't let anyone or anything convince you to sacrifice your dreams. Don't let fear win. Don't let doubt hold you back. Stay focused. Keep your eyes on the goal, keep your heart open to possibilities, and keep moving forward with unwavering belief in yourself. Because when you finally reach that dream, when you stand at the finish line, all of the struggles, the setbacks, the sleepless nights, and the doubts will have been worth it. Every single one. You were made for greatness. You were made to dream big. So go after it, with everything you've got. Don't let anyone or anything tell you that you can't. Now, here's the thing. As you continue on this journey, you may encounter moments where you're tempted to compromise your values, to make sacrifices just to make life a little easier, to gain approval from others, or to avoid conflict. But I need you to understand this. When you start sacrificing your core beliefs for the sake of convenience or acceptance, you're playing a dangerous game. And let me tell you, that game never ends well. You might feel like you've gained something in the moment, approval, recognition, an easier path. But over time, the weight of those compromises will catch up with you. The more you let go of what you stand for, the more you give in to the pressure around you, and the more you risk losing yourself. Before you know it, you'll be living a life that doesn't feel like your own. You'll start to question who you are because deep down, you'll know that you've strayed from your true self. That's why it's so important to know who you are and what you stand for. You must hold on to your values, no matter what. It doesn't matter who's in front of you, or what shiny opportunity presents itself. You need the strength to say, "This is who I am, and I will not compromise for anyone or anything." Whether in business, relationships, or everyday life, your values are the foundation that keeps you grounded, especially when everything around you seems to be pulling you in different directions. I'll be honest with you. There will be times when standing firm in your values will feel like swimming against the current. You'll feel the pressure to go with the flow, to take the easy route, to nod and agree. But when what's being asked of you goes against your principles, that's the red flag. That's the moment to pause, step back, and remember who you are, what you stand for, and what truly matters to you. Because once you begin to break for convenience, to bend for approval, you start giving away pieces of yourself. And once those pieces are gone, it's incredibly difficult to get them back. It takes real courage to stay true to your values, especially when it feels like everyone else is doing the opposite. There will be moments when you'll feel like you're the only one fighting for what's right, the only one standing for integrity, honesty, and doing the right thing. But I want you to know that there is strength in that. There is honor in standing tall when everyone else is willing to give in. People will see it, even if they don't say anything. They'll see your unwavering commitment to what's right, and that kind of strength, that kind of character speaks volumes. Trust me, you don't want to live a life of constant compromise. You don't want to be the person who says, "Well, I had no choice," or "everyone else was doing it." There is always a choice. It might not be the easiest choice, but it is always there. And when you choose to stay true to yourself, when you refuse to sacrifice your values for anyone or anything, you will attract the right energy, the right people, and the right opportunities. The universe has a way of rewarding those who stay true to their principles. But let's be real, it won't always be easy. There will be times when standing for your values will cost you something. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's an opportunity that looks great on the surface. But here's the key question. Is it worth it? Is it worth sacrificing your integrity, your sense of self, and your values? If the answer is no, then you must be willing to walk away, no matter how difficult it may seem. Because here's another truth. If something or someone is asking you to give up your values, they are not the right fit for you. They are not aligned with who you are, or who you're meant to be. And that's why it's so important to surround yourself with people who respect your values, honor your integrity, and who support you in staying true to who you are. Those are the people who will lift you and remind you of the strength that lies in standing firm in your beliefs. Keep going. Stay true to yourself. And trust that in doing so, you will find the peace and fulfillment that only comes from living authentically. If the people in your life are constantly pushing you to compromise, constantly ignoring the boundaries you've set for your well-being, then it's time to reassess those relationships. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who challenge you to grow and evolve, but who also respect your core values and your authenticity. Your values are not negotiable. They are the foundation upon which your life is built, and they are not up for debate or compromise. When those around you try to persuade you to abandon them, it's not only an external challenge. It's a sign that those relationships may no longer serve your best interests. In this noisy world, distractions can pull you off course, making it all too easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But when the day is over and the noise fades, when you're lying in bed, you should be able to look yourself in the mirror and feel a deep sense of pride. Because, at the end of the day, that's what matters. Not how much money you've earned, how many people like you, or how many followers you've accumulated. What truly matters is your integrity, the way you live in alignment with your core values. It's about knowing, deep within, that you didn't sacrifice what matters most in your pursuit of external success. Don't ever think for a moment that standing firm in your values is a sign of weakness. It is the absolute opposite. It's a sign of strength. It's a power that not everyone possesses, and not everyone fully understands. But those who live with integrity, who refuse to compromise their principles, are unstoppable. They walk through life with quiet confidence and the peace that comes from knowing they are living true to themselves. That's priceless. It's a gift that doesn't come from external validation but from internal clarity and alignment. Never, ever sacrifice your values. The world may try to convince you that bending and breaking is necessary for success, but success built on compromise is fragile. It can fall apart at any moment because it is not grounded in something real. On the other hand, success based on unshakable principles and solid values is unbreakable. That is the kind of success that stands the test of time. In the end, when all the noise dies down, it's not about your achievements or accolades. It's about who you are when no one is watching. It's about the choices you make when no one is clapping, no one is watching, and no one is telling you what to do. It's about living in a way that honors the person you were always meant to be. So stand tall. Hold firmly to your values, and never let anyone or anything take them from you. Because once you let go of your values, you let go of a part of yourself, and that's a loss you cannot afford. And the fifth thing you should never sacrifice is your happiness. Too many people overlook this one. In a world that glorifies hustle, where hard work is praised as a badge of honor, we are constantly told that we should be grinding and pushing ourselves to the limit. Everyone is always talking about their struggles, their endless to-do lists, and the way they work through the night and never take a break. But let me ask you something. What good is all that success if it doesn't bring you happiness? What's the point of climbing to the top of that mountain only to reach it and find yourself utterly miserable? Your happiness is just as important as any other goal. It may be the most important. Your peace, your joy, your contentment. These things matter more than you might think. Many people sacrifice their happiness in the pursuit of someone else's definition of success. They stay in relationships that drain them, they work in jobs that suffocate their souls, and they chase after goals that no longer align with who they are, simply because they think it's what they should do. But life is far too short for that. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to wake up every morning excited about the life you're living, excited about what you're doing. Don't let anyone, and I mean anyone, make you feel that choosing joy, choosing peace, and choosing to honor your own needs is selfish. And please, don't let anyone tell you that your age should influence your right to happiness. If you're an older adult, never feel guilty for choosing joy and peace over other people's expectations. Yes, life can be tough sometimes. There will be days when the rain won't stop falling and when the weight of the world feels unbearable. But even in those moments, you must protect your happiness. You must prioritize it. It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. Happiness isn't something that happens by accident. It's something you fight for. And sometimes that fight isn't glamorous. It means making tough decisions, even when those decisions make others uncomfortable. It means walking away from toxic relationships, leaving draining jobs, or letting go of pursuits that no longer serve you. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 14 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. We've been conditioned to think that happiness is something we earn, something we have to wait for after we've climbed the ladder of success or achieved a certain income or title. But that's a lie. Happiness is not the prize for having worked yourself to the bone. It is not the reward for being constantly exhausted. Happiness is something you are worthy of right now, at this very moment. Not when you've reached an arbitrary level of success, but now. I've known people who have everything: money, fame, power, and yet they are the most miserable people I've ever met. They sacrificed their happiness chasing someone else's idea of success, believing that once they reached the top, everything would finally feel right. But what they didn't realize is that happiness isn't something you can buy. It's not something you can chase down. It's something you cultivate, something you nurture and protect. And that requires making choices that prioritize it, that honor it, and that permit you to protect your well-being. And here's the truth. No one is going to do that for you. No one is going to come into your life and hand you happiness on a silver platter. That's your responsibility. You have to be intentional about it. You have to make the hard choices. Sometimes that means walking away from relationships or jobs that drain you. It means setting boundaries with people who are taking more from you than you can afford to give. And yes, sometimes it will be uncomfortable. It may feel like you're letting someone down. But at the end of the day, the only person you need to answer to is yourself. When you look in the mirror at the end of the day, when you lay your head on your pillow, can you honestly say that you're happy? Can you look yourself in the eyes and know that you've made choices that honor your happiness, your peace, and your joy? If the answer is no, then something needs to change, and that change begins with you. I understand the concerns many of you have. You have responsibilities, you have people to care for, bills to pay, and goals to pursue. I get it. I'm not suggesting you abandon your responsibilities. But there's a difference between fulfilling your duties and sacrificing your happiness. There's a fine line between working hard and wearing yourself down to the point of misery. You can work hard and still preserve your happiness. You can pursue your dreams and still maintain your peace. Success doesn't have to come at the expense of your well-being. It all boils down to the choices you make. Be mindful of where you place your energy. Be mindful of the people and situations you allow into your life. Happiness is fragile. It's something that can slip away if you're not careful. And don't ever think that by choosing happiness, you're being selfish. We've been misled into thinking that putting ourselves first is a sign of selfishness. But how can you give to others when you're running on empty? How can you care for anyone else when you haven't filled your cup first? Take care of yourself. Fill your cup, and when you do that, you'll find that you have so much more to give to those around you. Happiness isn't just about feeling good. It's about living a life that's aligned with your values, your purpose, your soul's calling. It's about waking up each day with peace in your heart, knowing that you're living in a way that honors who you are and what you believe. And there's nothing more powerful than that. So, don't let anyone make you feel like you don't matter. Don't let anyone guilt-trip you for choosing yourself. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live a life that brings you joy. And if that means making tough choices and walking away from things and people that no longer serve you, then do it. Your happiness is worth it. You are worth it. Remember, happiness is not a destination. It's not something you arrive at after achieving a list of goals. It's a journey, a way of life that you cultivate every day with the choices you make and the way you choose to live. Protect it, guard it, fight for it. Because at the end of the day, when everything else fades, what matters? Is it the accolades, the wealth, the status? Or is it the peace in your heart, the joy in your soul, the fulfillment in your spirit? You get to decide how your life unfolds. You get to choose what your days look like, how you spend your time, your energy, and your resources. And my advice to you is this: choose happiness, choose joy, choose peace. Because life is too short to live any other way. So there it is. 5. You should never sacrifice for anyone. There are 5 essential things that you should never sacrifice for anyone or anything. Your self-respect, your health, your dreams, your values, and your happiness. These are the core pillars that support your existence, keep you grounded, and guide you through life's complexities. They are what shape you, give you direction, and allow you to stay true to who you are. When you hold on to these principles, you protect the very essence of yourself, your integrity, and your well-being. Once you start compromising on these foundational aspects of your life, you risk losing yourself. And no relationship, no job, no amount of success, or external validation is worth that kind of sacrifice. Life is precious and fleeting, too short to live in a way that isn't authentic to who you are and what you believe. So, take a deep breath, stand tall, and make a vow to yourself. Never let go of these key aspects that define your being. When you protect these pillars, when you align your life with your true values, aspirations, and needs, that's when you will find the deep peace, boundless joy, and lasting fulfillment you've been seeking. Believe me when I say that it is worth every ounce of energy to protect your self-respect, your dreams, your values, your health, and your happiness. As you navigate life's seasons, it's important to remember that it's not about sacrifice, but about honoring what truly matters. One of the most fulfilling aspects of aging is being able to stay connected to your community, contributing in ways that don't deplete you but instead enrich you. For older adults, one of the most valuable things they can offer is their wisdom, the result of years spent facing challenges, overcoming hardships, and experiencing life's vast array of ups and downs. These lessons, the insights gained from real-life experiences, are a treasure trove of guidance for younger generations. The wisdom that older adults have amassed can be an invaluable resource for those who are still finding their way in the world. By sharing their stories and offering advice about resilience, relationships, and self-discovery, older adults can light the path for others. And this act of sharing requires no sacrifice. It's simply the passing of knowledge, something that older adults have earned through their journeys. What's more, sharing this wisdom often brings profound fulfillment to the sharer. It's a moment of reflection that allows older adults to see just how far they've come, how much they've learned, and how valuable their experiences are to others. There is no sacrifice involved here, only the joy of seeing someone else benefit from the lessons that life has taught. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 5 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. In addition to wisdom, older adults are often rich in stories. Stories of childhood, travels, adventures, of humorous moments that have shaped their lives. These stories, often filled with humor, warmth, and deep reflection, can create connections across generations. Sharing these stories is not just an act of kindness. It's a way of weaving a fabric that binds people together. It fosters laughter, encourages shared experiences, and, above all, creates joy for both the storyteller and the listener. Telling these stories requires no sacrifice. It's an opportunity to relish the present while honoring the past, preserving moments that make life colorful. Another beautiful thing that older adults have to share is their time and attention. With time, many older adults find that they have more freedom to engage with others, whether through volunteering, mentoring, or simply offering a listening ear. They provide an invaluable service by being present, by giving their attention and care, and by offering guidance. Far from depleting them, this act of giving often replenishes their spirit. Helping others strengthens relationships, fosters community, and brings joy. It's not a sacrifice to give time to others. It's a meaningful opportunity to continue contributing to a world that needs their presence. Older adults also have a wealth of skills and talents that they can share with those around them. Whether it's a love for gardening, painting, cooking, or playing music, these talents not only provide joy to others but also keep the individual engaged in meaningful activities that nourish their well-being. Sharing a talent allows older adults to remain active and involved, to continue pursuing things they love, and to pass on those passions to others. There is no sacrifice in this. It's simply the act of doing something you love while allowing others to experience the joy it brings. And perhaps most importantly, older adults can share their love and compassion. True love is not about sacrifice. It is unconditional. The more love and kindness we share, the more we enrich our own lives. Older adults have a unique opportunity to offer their love, support, and compassion to those they care about, whether it's family, friends, or even strangers. Whether it's through a kind word, a comforting hug, or a simple act of empathy, These gestures create positive ripples in the lives of others. And by giving love freely, older adults find deep satisfaction and joy. Love requires nothing but an open heart. It's a gift that continues to give, enriching both the giver and the recipient. As we grow older, it becomes even more essential to honor ourselves and focus on what truly matters. Life is full of changes, and as time passes, we need to hold on to the things that bring us purpose and joy. The 5 things we should never sacrifice are our self-respect, our health, our dreams, our values, and our happiness. These elements provide the foundation that allows us to continue living a purposeful, vibrant life. Protecting these aspects ensures that we maintain our dignity, our motivation, our moral compass, and our ability to experience joy. Without them, life would lose its meaning. Self-respect is the cornerstone of our identity. Without it, we lose sight of who we are and what we stand for. Our health is equally critical, for without it, we cannot fully experience life or pursue our passions. Dreams are what keep us moving forward, reminding us that no matter our age, we are capable of achieving greatness. Our values provide the guidance we need to face challenges with integrity, and happiness is the emotional core that makes life worth living. By protecting these 5 pillars, we create a life of purpose, strength, and fulfillment. It is never too late to pursue the life we deserve. And by holding on to these core elements, we not only enhance our well-being, but we also positively impact the lives of others. The greatest gift you can give to those around you is your authentic self. Don't let anyone take that from you. Please take a moment to share one thing that stood out to you and that you plan to bring into your life. Whether it's a new practice, a fresh perspective, or a reminder of God's presence in your life, your insight could inspire someone else to make a positive change too. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I truly value the conversation we have here in this community. If this video spoke to you, and if you believe others would benefit from this message, please leave a comment, like the video, and share it with those who might need this encouragement. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can stay connected to more uplifting content. Your support and engagement mean the world to us and help us continue spreading these messages of faith, hope, and love. Thank you so much for being part of this journey. Together, we're making a difference.